supposed to announce we're going to run the triple option next year.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Bill? New head coach. Have you had a chance to talk to Les?
Only briefly. I met he and his family yesterday. I'm excited. I think everybody that supports us should be excited, and it's kind of a very happy thing, but it's also bitter for a guy and a staff that you come to know well over the last 4 years, but hard decisions have to be made in this profession, and certainly I think it's not a good choice. It's a home run hire.
You've been around for a lot of these football hires since you first got to KU. What feels different about this? What do you think maybe?
Well, I don't know if what feels different. I think the one thing that we have probably, maybe with Charlie, maybe there was a little bit of a credibility hire from a name standpoint. But it's hard. I've been a first-time head coach, and we're coming from Oral Roberts to Tulsa, like Turner came from Buffalo to here, if I'm not mistaken, and David, it was his first opportunity, and even though Charlie had been in the business a long time, he hadn't been a head coach very long, and that stuff, even though it was at a high level, but Les's credentials are off the chart. I mean, this guy is competing with Alabama each and every year for the right to, play for an SEC championship and have a right to go to, be part of the BCS and I not the, it's not the BCS. What is it? The CFL or what? College football play CFP. So excuse me. So to be a part of that, I think that is terrific. And he's brought home the gold before, and I mean, there's not too many guys out there, recruits, that get a chance to play for a national championship coach, and that are presently coaching. And I don't know how many there are in football, but there can't be more than 10 or 12, I wouldn't think, at the most. Maybe not that many. So I think it's a great hire, and I think it'll certainly energize our university and our fan base.
Coach, I'm guessing the rest of the year that Legere was an average 32 or 33 game, but what does he need to do to provide you guys with like a consistent?
God, you're really going out on a limb.
To provide you guys with a consistent presence on the court.
Well, I think what he's doing now is if you even look at him from the first game to the last two, his energy level's different. Now, granted, it's a scientific fact. When you make shots, it definitely pumps energy into you. I mean, that's been studied everywhere. It's been proven. But the reality is, he's playing with more energy defensively. He's got more juice. He's talking more. I mean, he's showing more emotion. He's having fun. And granted, it's always more fun when things are going really well. But still, though, I mean, that's contagious too. So I'm hoping that he can raise the other guy's level. Nobody expects him to go 15 out of 20 from three, with every 20 shots he takes. But he's certainly improved a ton on his ability to knock down shots and play. And I don't know that he could have gotten off to any better start for us. And in the last two games we played, even though mid-major teams, we played high-level mid-major teams that without him certainly would have taken us right to the limit. So, he's just got to keep worrying about intangibles, and if you worry about the right things, then your play will obviously go up.
What do you like that you've seen so far from your team that will translate well in this NIT?
Nitra, I don't, there's not a lot of things that I love right now. I think defensively we are not very good. We're last in the Big 12 in most every defensive category. I mean, whether it be field goal percentage or three-point field goal percentage defense. Now, rebound margin we're not, and some other things that are important. But when you look at those two things, I think opponents are shooting like 39 from three against us and 43 or 42-6 or whatever from overall, which are numbers that we've never put up here. So I think that I can help them more because I think we're in a little bit of a confused state on how we want to guard defensively. In theory, this looks really good, but the reality, does the personnel fit that theory? And maybe it doesn't fit quite as good as what we thought going into the season. So we're going to have to make some adjustments on that. But also the commitment's got to come from players as well. And I think we can. I think how we guard ball screens has got to be improved and changed. Even though in theory this is what I like to do, but the reality of it is it's hard to kind of do some of the things that I thought would be much easier. So we'll adjust on that. And then offensively, we're not going to be a great offensive team until Quentin and Diedrich get aggressive and they don't have to play at a highest level all the time, but hey, we got a legitimate knockdown shooter. We got a legitimate big guy you can throw it to, but those two guys are the keys as far as being able to stretch the defense and make plays for others. And so I'm really looking forward to them, just continually to get more aggressive.
What can you do to help the three-point defense, and how much of that is just bad luck or small sample size to this point?
Well, whenever you've only played 3 games, so it's all small sample size. And I've said this all along, forget about non-conference stats. There's, when you look at leagues, in your league, what your non-conference stats are is totally irrelevant because not everybody plays the same people. So the relevance obviously will start taking place 3 or 4 games into your conference season. Then you can start to tell that there's a sample size on who you are. And we've always been better in conference within the conference ratings than what we are outside of it because we've always played such a tough non-conference schedule. But I think that attention to detail. I also think energy. Activity, maybe better than energy, but activity, more active hands, more deflections, more things that are created by just guys playing with activity. I think would really help us a lot.
You talked about those 2 freshmen being more aggressive. How much?
Well, I was talking about Diedrich and Quentin, but Devon too, but those 2 primarily.
Well, how much can you teach aggressiveness, and how much is it just like an innate thing that a player has?
I think it can. I think it can be improved. They say, can a guy become a leader after he hadn't been kind of that leader the whole time? I think you can be taught to do some things. I really believe that that's a coach's job to try to instill things to get them better at that. Now, Josh Jackson, no issue. Things like that. But if you go back and look at it, I don't think Devontae had the same aggressiveness as a young kid as what he had at the end of his career, or Svi for that matter. Even Malik to start a season by the end of the season. So I know it can all be improved. But those 2 for this year's team, it's pretty evident to all of us. We need those guys looking to make plays. And when I say make plays, I'm not talking about shooting the ball. I'm talking about to make plays for themselves or others, or take what the defense gives them and not be so content on just being out there. They got to impact the possessions on both ends. And we know they can because we've seen it, but it's been small sample sizes. And certainly the large, we're going to know a lot more about our team after this week. Michigan State was too early to play, even though we did pretty well. The last 2 games, probably not a true indication, even though the way we won is exactly what we needed to have to grind a little bit. And then, but playing Marquette and then either Louisville or Tennessee in a 3-day window, that'll tell us a lot more about who we are than what we know right now.